Great question, Hector. I think the short-term answer is you'll have some institutions that want to get involved, like NYDIG and JP Morgan and BNY Mellon. There's a lot of, I mean, I could go down the list. Obviously, some of the more famous ones like Circle and Square and some of the Silicon Valley firms that have really jumped in. PayPal, that's what I was thinking of. So I think what we'll see in the short term is perhaps an exchange purchasing or acquiring a Texas chartered bank because of the regulatory clarity brought by the Texas Department of Banking around custody of digital currencies. I've been calling them virtual currencies because for the purpose of the Uniform Commercial Code, they're called virtual currencies, but it's synonymous to digital currencies. And we're obviously talking about cryptography and Bitcoin and Ethereum and altcoins and all those things. So when we use the common terminology, it helps legislators sort of understand what we're talking about, though. So I think in the long term, though, this is really hitting at your question. You'll see some traditional institutions that just have refused to innovate, that perhaps go out of business or are acquired or liquidated in some way. And then you'll see some startups that really gain a lot of market share. And then you'll also see traditional players incorporating this technology and continuing to be strong in their market. So perhaps even gaining some market share because they were early adopters. So I think there's a lot of truth to not your keys, not your coins. However, there's a ton of people around the world that will never custody their own crypto in like a cold storage wallet or a ledger wallet or something like that. Maybe you and I, we're in this industry. We will, of course, but there's still places for exchanges and for custody partners and custody solutions, even for you and I in certain circumstances. And then certainly for those around the world that just aren't as digitally, technologically savvy. They're gonna want solutions. They're gonna wanna be able to go to their credit union and say, hey, I've just acquired, maybe, my grandfather passed away and he had some Bitcoin and I have no idea what to do with it. That's an unlikely scenario because usually it's the grandson that gives the grandfather. So let me reverse that. A grandson or granddaughter goes and says, hey, to their granddad, they want to gift them some Bitcoin or something like that, just so they can play around with it. The granddad's excited. He's like, okay, well, let me, figure out. He may want to go to his credit union or regional bank and say, can you guys custody this for me for a fee? And he may be willing to pay a certain fee for the security that would provide. So, I think in the long term, there's definitely gonna be winners and losers, but it's not going to be this dichotomy or this complete 0 and 1 where Bitcoin completely overtakes all the other traditional financial institutions. Those institutions were built over centuries, and there's a lot of legs left in them. There's just going to be more legs left in the ones that adopt Bitcoin and crypto in general.